Deliberations are underway in the high-profile murder trial of Rick Dabate.
Dabate's wife, Connie, was found murdered inside of her own home in 2015, just 2 days prior to Christmas, while their 2 young sons were at school. Dabate is now facing murder charges in connection to her death. Prosecutors believe that Dabate was concerned about a potential divorce. Connie's Fitbit is being used as evidence, as police say it shows that she was active during that time that Dabate said she was shot by an intruder.
Yeah, Fox 61's Matt Karen right now joins us live in Rockville with the very latest from today's court appearance. Matt.
Well, right now we are on a verdict watch in this case. Closing arguments wrapped up at about noon today, and each side got about an hour to make their final impressions on the jury. After that, the judge did what is called charging the jury, which is basically explaining to all the jurors their rights and rules and responsibilities associated with their duties. Then that jury was sequestered. They began deliberating at about 2:30 this afternoon. The courtroom, by the way, was packed today. I actually wasn't allowed inside because there were so many people inside that courtroom. That jury is expected to keep deliberating until they have a verdict or until they go home for the day at 5 p.m. tonight. Verdict watch in the murder trial of Rick Dabate, accused of killing his wife Connie just days before Christmas of 2015 in their Ellington home.
That something like this would happen 2 days before Christmas, it's the most heinous, awful thing.
On this day, closing arguments, the defense tried to poke holes in the prosecution's timeline, pointing out that there are 6 pieces of unknown DNA from the murder scene. Rick Dabate claims a masked man took he and his wife captive and shot and killed Connie. But the prosecution says evidence on Connie's Fitbit tracker shows she was still moving around an hour after Rick said that she was dead.
I think the prosecution did a fantastic job. I think that the FBI with the digital footprint and the Fitbit specialist from Columbia University, I think it's irrefutable.
But it's been a long trial, 22 days, more than 150 witnesses. Long trials sometimes can mean long deliberations.
I'm hoping that it's a quick verdict, and I hope that it's goes in the favor of Connie's family, and I hope that the kids can find peace.
And long deliberations can sometimes mean surprising verdicts. This trial was supposed to be held back in 2020, but was postponed due to COVID, and a second jury was then impaneled.
I think this guy has been riding the tide of COVID. And, this has been the best thing that could happen to him was that there was COVID and it delayed it because he's been out for 6 years scot-free.
And one thing that was very interesting about this case throughout is because Rick Dabate posted his $1 million bond, he was actually able to walk throughout the hallways and talk with people during this case, making for a very different energy inside the courthouse. During the trial, Dabate himself did take the stand, and he admitted that he lied several times to investigators and ultimately admitted that he had an affair while he was with his wife, Connie. Dabate has continued to say, though, that he had nothing to do with her death and that they were both tied up in the basement of their Ellington home and that she was ultimately killed by a large man with a mask wearing camouflage. As we mentioned earlier, right now, we are on that verdict watch, which could come down at any moment. The jury has been deliberating for about an hour. Now they are expected to break at 5 p.m. tonight and then continue their deliberations tomorrow. For now, we're live here outside Rockville Superior Court. Matt Karen, Fox 61 News.